Hello everyone, welcome into Book of Magic. I'm Amy Figueroa, and today we are going to make this fun Stevie Nicks collage using scrap paper images that I already have printed out because my printer ran out of ink, and there's nothing like that happening so that you can realize how much paper scraps you've collected over here to the side, like stacking to the ceiling, and they're not getting used. So let's use up some things that we've already printed out today. Use what you've already printed at home if you want. So luckily I had just printed all this witchy stuff, and I'll leave you the links for where I got this. And I just have like a bunch of other scrap stuff over here. So I'm just gonna start cutting. That like that. Or would it just look like a big bowl coming overhead? Oh, that's nice. We Oh my gosh. Okay, so she's wearing blue. She's got a moon. She's got silver and gold, kind of. No, actually gold and black. All right, I have everything laid out here that I think I might use. I like how this is going, except for the color scheme. The color family is obviously, well, to me, it doesn't look good at all. So after I glue everything down, that's when I'll play with the color of everything, and I'll probably shift the color of the background, and I might add color to some of the elements that I have here. Also, I got this in a kit. It's called Bohemian Witch, and I can't remember the name of the Etsy shop, so I will link it below. But I'm gonna use these crystals and possibly fill in some areas, maybe. So let's see. I'm gonna cut some of these out and see what happens. I cut out a few of these crystals, and I really love the look of them, but I'm gonna wait till the very end to add those in because I don't want to change the colors on those. And if I do it now, I might want to shift the color. So I'm gonna create the color family that I want first, and then I will add these in at the end. So let's see, I'm gonna glue all of this down, and then I'm gonna come back and show you, and then I'm gonna show you how I change the colors around. I'm using a smaller brush to get into all of these little areas. I'm gonna do this first, and then I'm gonna switch to a bigger brush to fill in the outer areas, or the outer edges, to fill all of that in more quickly. All right, so as you can see, I added black to the entire background and it already looks way better to me. The paper is buckling a little bit, but that's okay. I can fix that later. And there are some places where I need to go back and add some more Mod Podge to glue down. That's fine. Right now I wanted to talk about like the wonkiness of the moons. As I was painting around, I didn't get it completely even, so we're gonna fix that. And then I think I'm going to give the moons kind of a sepia tint to match the witch, because I feel like the tones are conflicting here. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, this is all just an experiment. The way I think I'm gonna go about it is to add some acrylic ink, and this is burnt sienna. It's Liquitex. It's transparent, but I'm gonna add more water to it. I'm gonna add water to it to make it more translucent and transparent. Let's see. Pick a brush here. I'm gonna add water, and I'm gonna test it out over here first. All right, let's try. Just gonna give it a little wash. It's just very subtle. I think it's not grabbing there because there's glue on it. Or Mod Podge. So I don't know why it's doing that, but I will definitely fix it right now. And then this image here, it's kind of an ombre going on because my printer is losing ink. And so I'm just gonna help it along. I'm gonna use some white paint. It's acrylic. This is the one I've been using a lot. It's from Folk Art. It's matte. I only use matte paint. I'm not a fan of glossies. I'm gonna use a dry brush. We're gonna do the dry brush technique around the moons to give them a glowing look, and also to cover up some of our edges that are not looking that cute. I'm adding some more Mod Podge here with my finger to glue this down. Okay, for this dry brush technique, we're gonna add the white paint to our brush, wipe some of it off, and then paint around the edge of our moon. I'm actually painting on top of the edge of the paper, and then working my way out a little bit around. And then I'm going to do it again. So I load up my brush, wipe most of it off, and then go around the moon again. And start by placing my brush half on top of the moon paper and then half on the page below it. Just kind of, it's almost like you're cleaning your brush off as you're turning it in the circle, angling it all the way around. And then one more time. Add the paint, wipe it off. I like turning my paper around sometimes in order to get the angles that I want. I also turn my brush and you can go out as far as you like with this glowing look. Just go slowly so that you don't add too much. But if you do happen to add more than you like, then you just let it dry and then you cover over it with the same black paint you used, and then you try again after it's completely dry. Everything is fixable as long as it's dry, okay? From here, I want to add those crystals, these that I was talking about earlier. And I'm going to be mindful to vary the sizes and the colors and see how this looks. Oh, I like it already. And then I can also fill in space with glitter. I think I'm going to go back in with some glitter as well. So let me cut out a few of these and we'll arrange them. Okay, so I have some of these cut out here and I thought, oh, I would love to use this little let's see. I actually printed this out twice, and one of them was smaller. And I'm thinking that this will help me to get some smaller size crystals in there. I think that adding glitter in here is gonna help. It's just kind of really dark between her beret or her hat in here. So I'm gonna use glitter to help me out there. All of this is glued down and there is some bits of flaky glue there, but that can always be covered up with the black paint at the end. So for the final step, I'm gonna add my favorite glitter right now, which is this one. I got it at Walmart. I think it's Sulin, and it's called Golden Galaxy, and it has little shapes and little like pentagons maybe, and stars and other little particles in it, and I love it so much. So I'm going to use the Mod Podge. I'm going to paint it in the areas that I want it pretty thick, and then I will drop some glitter there. And press it in, and then repeat. What's meant to stick will stick. That's the way I look at it. I'm gonna let it sit here for about 10 minutes to make sure it's nice and stuck. And then I'll go and shake it off outside, and I'll reapply if I need to. That's my process for the glitter. I'm just putting it here and there, filling in some spaces. I'm filling it in where I feel like there's too much blank space. I'm back, and this is dry, and I was actually expecting more of the glitter to fall off. I'm pleasantly surprised though. I like it with all this glitter. There's a couple of things that I want to adjust. So this edge is just standing out to me, so I'm gonna use the dry brush technique, but this time with black. So I put the paint on my brush, wiped it off, and I'm just gonna sort of blend away this edge if I can, as much as possible. Maybe a little right here. And there we have it. I like it. I'm gonna call it done. I hope that this inspired you in some way. I think that these are really cool to sell at your art fairs, possibly. They're fun to make, fast. You can make a print of this and sell the prints. Let me see, I'm gonna sign my name somewhere. Where shall I sign? I'll just put over here. Thank you all so much for following along with me on this. I can't wait to see what you make. Let me know in the comments if this inspired you, and if you make some artwork from this tutorial, you can tag me on Instagram and I would love to see it. If you want more of this content, please consider subscribing to my channel. I love doing mixed media collage and portrait painting, and I switch it up a lot, and I also work a lot in my art journal, and I share my ideas and my favorite art supplies as well. I look forward to seeing you guys back here next week, and we are gonna do something, you guessed it, it's gonna be truly magical. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.